I turn it over to you. Thank you so much.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for that introduction. I appreciate that. Guys, I tell you, Verdita, you did a phenomenal, and I say phenomenal, I mean phenomenal job of explaining what exactly this company is all about. And the testimonies, my goodness. Renee, Tanya, Kelly, Lester, thank you so much for being so transparent and sharing. You guys have really made a difference, I think, to a lot of people. There's 145 people still on the Zoom. And I guarantee you've touched some lives tonight. So thank you so much for sharing. You know, guys, I know we've been going what, about 55 minutes. Typically, what we do is we'll take a break and allow you guys to you know, feed the dog, you know, go check on the kids and all that. But for the sake of time, I think Verdita did such a phenomenal job of squeezing all this in such a quick time. I want to go ahead and talk about something that's very key, because if you're still on this line, means you see something, right? And I want to take the next few minutes. I don't want to go too long, but to talk about how this works. First of all, guys, I'm in Atlanta. My name is Ken Robinson, and you know, you can't do any of this by yourself. I was fortunate enough to know Harvey and Verdita and made that phone call. Ron Robinson gave him a phone call. Reggie Stewart gave him a phone call. My sister Ritanza gave her a phone call, and I called, you know, Michael, my classmates of mine, Oscar Jester, Michael Tom. What I'm saying is this, guys. Regardless of your background, regardless of you know, where you come from, you know people that need this. The difference between people that do well with this and people that don't typically is opening your mouth. And I understand there's fear, there's trepidation, there's like, you know, for me, I'll tell you the truth. I didn't believe this in the beginning. How in the world can something this small do all the stuff they're talking about? It just did not make sense to me. All right. Now, I'm an electrical engineer by education, just like Kelly. Kudos. And I knew a little bit about electromagnetic radiation, but I was a C student in chemistry. I was good at math. I was worse in biology. So when they started talking about copper peptides and all this stuff, I had to do my own research. I was a negative person. I'm gonna tell you what changed my mind was when my wife put this on. She had arthritis. She put it on. Pain went away. I said, "You got to be kidding me." No, I'm not kidding you. You know, and for me, you know, aches and pains that went away, but it took time. See, I was not a one-patch wonder, but I had 2 knee surgeries. You know, and they don't hurt every day, but I noticed they don't hurt anymore now. After, you know, 5 months of wearing the patch, no more pain. So guys, whatever you got to do to get your personal belief level up, do it. For me, it was my wife. So I remember, what was it, Kelly? She said it was her own research and her knowledge base, and the testimonies. Guys, everybody ain't lying. Okay, find you somebody you believe, and don't play with this. This is huge. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about our system, because all of this come out to the hill of beans if you don't do something and know what to do and how to do it. Every business that's successful, I'll tell you, home base or not, the auto mechanic, the grocery store, the construction company, every business has a system that if you don't duplicate it with your employees, you don't make money. Okay, and I'm coming from a you know, experience. I've you know, having employees like owning is like running an adult daycare, right? You got to have, and you guys know what I'm talking about, some of you business owners out there, right? So, but the point though is that systems. Look at McDonald's. McDonald's is probably the biggest restaurant chain in the world, right? It's run by teenagers, a multi-billion-dollar company run by teenagers. How? Their system is simple and duplicatable. You gotta understand, the reason that we are doing so well is because we're not reinventing the wheel, we're duplicating, we're not innovating. It's a system. But I'll explain that system to you guys before we get off of this Zoom. But what I will share with you is this. It doesn't matter what the system is, if you don't make the effort to utilize it, right? And I'm gonna tell you what happens to a lot of people. And I'm gonna bring up something. In getting started, if you don't keep it simple, if you don't keep your eyes on the prize, let me tell you what it can end up like. It can end up like an emotional roller coaster, right? An emotional roller coaster. What do I mean by that? When I first got started in this industry years ago, the product was great, you know, and I just knew all my friends were going to help me out, support my business, and become a customer, right? My grandmother raised me, loved her to death, man. And I went to her and I knew that was going to be my first customer. She told me, no, baby, I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. I left the presentation like you guys saw on cloud 9. Went to my grandmother, she said no, bam, that roller coaster went straight down. And now I'm like, wow, I can't believe it. Well, the next friend I talked to said, yes, I'll try it. Bam, it went back up. I invited people to a presentation, nobody got on. I'm back down again. So I went through that, but I had long-term thinking. Let me tell you what kept me going is that during that time, I was working a job I hated. I had a boss that had half the education, making twice the money, okay? And I was dealing with a lot of nepotism, favoritism. And guys, I said, I need some extra money just in case these folks lose their mind on this job. So I started working that business to build up some extra income so that I would, see, it's easy to go to work when you don't have to be there. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So I had that in mind. I needed freedom. And so I was not going to allow this emotional roller coaster to derail me. And that's what you guys got to have. What do I mean by long-term thinking? You got to have goals. Set your goals while you're doing it. This is not going to be a long training. We break this down on Saturdays a lot, but tonight, realize something, write down what you want. If you have a big enough why, you'll figure out how. I believe that. Now, what you got to understand though, guys, and this is the part of the training that's very key. We're not in the business of selling. We're in the business of sorting. We have a product that's amazing. We don't have to convince anybody that this is good. We just have to sort the people that want it. See, if you're picking apples that's supposed to be red and you got a nice red apple, you put it in your basket. It's right. These are people that say yes. If you have an apple that's supposed to be red that's green, these are the people that ask questions and they take time. But if you set a green apple on the windowsill or on the shelf, it'll ripen, right? You don't throw away a green apple. But rotten apples, I don't care what you do with them. You can put them, in the refrigerator, you can put them in the microwave, you can put them on the shelf. A rotten apple is going to be a rotten apple. You put around other ripe apples, it's going to spoil those. So rotten apples are negative people. I want to warn you, they're on your list. You're going to create a list like Harvey and Vedita did, right? You're going to have some rotten apples on that list. Now, how you navigate that is going to determine your success in this business. I'm telling you, because some of them are trying to help you legitimately because they're scared for you, right? Some of them, their whole goal in life is to make sure others fail. You guys know people in your family like that. You know friends like that are always negative. They're going to find something wrong with everything. See, and especially when it comes to finances, the problem, especially with business, home-based businesses or side hustles, if you will, we tend to go to the people that are the most negative folks for financial advice. I'm not going to get into the examples because I could talk all day long because I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying. Some of you folk are going to have people on that list are not going to tell you no. They're going to tell you no, they should do it, and you better watch your back. This might be illegal. Is this a pyramid? See, these are the people that have no clue. One of my mentors taught me something many years ago. He said, Ken, look, if you buy someone else's opinion, you bought their lifestyle. This is what I would ask you. When you start talking to people about this financial opportunity and they are negative about it, are they in position to give you any financial advice? I remember a good friend of mine, I'm not going to mention his name, years ago, said no to me and it made me feel bad. And I thought about his situation and I'm like, he's broken than I am. Why do I care? Right? So I moved on. And you guys got to understand, red apples, you spend 80% of your time with a red apple. Green apple people that ask questions, look, questions are good. Questions mean genuine interest. I'm going to tell you how people make mistakes, though, in answering those questions. Rotten apples, leave them alone. When they say no, you say next. Remember this, some will, some won't. So what? Next. You got to quit caring about what other people think. I really believe that. Your objective is simple, getting customers and getting brand partners, customer getters, and teaching others to do the same. Simple. We get customers, we get customer getters, and we teach others to do the same. You know, and hey guys, I'm not going to get into all this in detail because I really want to talk to you about our system, but you got to be coachable. What do I mean by being coachable? I got to talk about that one point. I mean, getting out of your own way. You know, I'm an electrical engineer by education. When I first saw this business, I said, how in the world, you know, a home-based business? I'm an engineer. Why would I do something so petty as a home-based? I'm opening up my own engineering firm. You know, I had stinking thinking. I really did, because I don't know. I had what I call, analysis of paralysis of analysis. There you go. You know, mental stagnation, because I thought education was all I needed. I'm telling you guys something. What I found out about business, the most wealthy people you know have the less degrees. Okay, it's not about how smart you are. See, education makes you smart. That's general knowledge. Specialized knowledge makes you wealthy. I'm gonna say that again. General knowledge, hey, you're smart. Specialized knowledge. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody that was doing well off? He or she, you had a chance to meet them and have that conversation. They were financially independent. You wanted to meet them. You heard so much about them. You had that conversation with them. You walked away. You said, you scratch your head. How in the world did that person make that kind of money? Because they probably didn't impress you with their intelligence, but I'm telling you what they had over you. They were in the right place at the right time, and they had the right person tell them what to do. That's the key. See, after tonight, you guys can't say you don't have that knowledge. This is specialized knowledge. And I'm telling you, just knowing about this patch means you know more than 99% of the people in the world have no clue about this. We can bring it to them. The key, though, is don't quit. If you don't quit, you're going to make some money. I can't guarantee you how much, but you're going to make some money. Now, here we go. Let's talk about, real quick, let's talk about our system, all right? Let's talk about our system. We are fortunate to come in on a team that has figured this out. We don't have to figure it out, right? I'm gonna kill my camera for a second, guys. Let me kill my camera. I want to see this whole screen. Yeah, you gotta see this whole screen. All right, here we go. All right. We call our system the 331. I didn't invent this. This was something that was done by our upline, Onyx Cole. Onyx Cole introduced Steve and Gina Merritt. Steve and Gina Merritt are my sponsors. Okay, so we're real close to the key on how this works. Okay, 331 is what took LifeWave from $20 million a year to $280 million a year, the 331 system. It can be found right here at this website, build331.com. Write that down, take a screenshot, whatever you got to do, build331.com. This page that I'm showing you right now is from Build 331. What is 331? Patch 3 a day, or I'll change that to talk to 3 people a day about the patches. Okay, whether you patch them or not, expose this to 3 people a day. Follow up with 3 people a day. The fortune, folks, is in the follow-up. Follow up with them after you. If you just 3 days go by, you talked or patched 9 people, and you don't have a list written down on how and when to follow up, guys, you're wasting your time, because people are not going to come back to you. I had a guy that got started in the business and said, well, heck, I patched them up. I gave them to them. If they don't want it, then they didn't call me back. Look, guys, that's ego. Ego is not good for business. It's really not. The bigger your ego, 9 times out of 10, the lower your bank account. The most humble people you know are the wealthiest people you know. Lower your ego to raise your bank account. Follow up. And guys, it's the key. These questions are about, okay, and what's one? One is invite 1 a day to a presentation. It says a Zoom there, a presentation. It could be a coffee shop sit down. It could be a 3-way call. A 3-way call is a form of presentation. Your upline or sponsor or whoever you designate as an expert, and your prospect, somebody that's on your list. That's a three-way phone call. Let someone else do the talking for you. That brings me to the system. What are you going to do with the first three when you're asking? Well, and sharing. Questions, write this down, guys. Questions control conversations, okay? Questions control conversation. You know, you want to ask questions and then let the tools provide your answer, okay? Now, good question. What do you know about stem cells, right? They may say they know a lot. They may say they don't know much. Regardless of what they say, you know the answer. The answer is right here. StartX39.com. I'm gonna tell you what mistake a lot of people make when they ask people make when they ask these questions. What they'll typically do is they'll try to, when people ask you, you ask the question, then they'll ask you a question. You want to answer those questions, and I know it's natural. You want to know what you're talking about. Guys, get out of your own way. Let the tools work for you. Let the patch work for you. The first thing that is you got to get this in your phone. StartX39.com. So you can immediately text that to somebody as soon as they start asking questions. Hey, look, I don't want to confuse you. I'm new, but we have an amazing product website. StartX39.com. Hey, when you get on there, there's a 2-minute video. I typically walk them through what they need to watch based on their personality. I know someone like Kelly, for example, Kelly Flowers. If she was my colleague, I would immediately send her to the 18-minute video that David Smith does that explains the science behind the patch, because I know Kelly wants that information. Now, I'm not going to do that to my friend that has no clue about what has no interest in science. Okay, somebody that maybe has a fun-loving or a personality type that's all about, hey, look, just what's going on? Tell me a story. These people, these type of personalities, you want to utilize testimonies. The best one would be yours. Okay, the best. Here we go. Let me. Here we go. The best one would be your testimony. The second best to that is somebody else's. You just heard 4 powerful testimonies tonight. Regurgitate what you heard. Hey, look. Hey, well, how does this work? What's going on? Hey, look, I don't know, but all I know is my friend Kelly. Now, Kelly's your friend. You just heard her on the Zoom. She's no friend. And my friend Kelly just did a testimony the other day. Her hot flashes ceased after she started wearing the patches for about 3 days. My friend Tanya, her leg pain and her friend's eyesight came back. Hey, you know what? My friend Renee, her back pain just stopped. Guys, you have the stories. Look, I know we've heard this a gazillion times. I'm gonna say it again. Facts tell, stories sell. Facts tell, story. You can talk all about the copper peptide. You can talk all about reactivating your stem cells and how photobiomodulation is at the right frequency is going to elevate. I'm gonna tell you something. All that information is going to make them do one or two things: either shut down or answer more questions. And what's going to happen in either one of those? Nothing. Okay, nothing. Get them in front of the tools. Our website. Tell them a story about your success or someone else's success. That's how you persuade people to move forward. I'll explain something to you. Most people don't get, guys, if you get this, you'll understand. You got the recruiting process. Recruiting is not an event. It's a process. I've been involved 5 months. Do you know I have people that I enrolled this month that I talked to in September, but I didn't give up on them. I dripped on them though. I kept sending them testimonies here and there. Hey, look, listen to what this person said. Hey, look, I know you haven't, man, I mailed patches to people. They kept it in the drawer for a month. And finally, when they used them, so don't get discouraged, guys. Recruiting is a process. You know what it's about? The more steps you take in the process, the more value you add to that person joining or becoming a customer, or both, okay? It's just a process. Now, sometimes people are out of town, they're gonna want these patches. We have some very great envelopes, that are, let me bring that, the envelopes that are, there you go. We have some envelopes with postcards that you can actually purchase on a website by Onyx and Steve and Gina, and get these envelopes. But you don't want to wait. If you're new, you don't want to wait in the mail to somebody mails you a professional looking envelope. I'll tell you what I did. I just copied the brochure and the instructions, and I put from the other brochure, and I made it as professional looking as possible, and I put it in a regular envelope, okay? And I mailed it to folks. And I just was ignorance on fire. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Do something, because ignorance on fire is more profitable than intelligence on ice. You can wait till you know everything. You know, and let me ask you something. What's the use of knowing the answer to every question nobody ever asked you? All right. So you know, let's do this to be profitable, not to become a scientist. All right. We are in business of again, getting customers and getting customer getters. This system has been proven to work.